Thecardgirl. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I hope you want to stick around a while and hit that subscribe button. So today we're going to do a little craft with me, how I created this cute little jungle themed card. So with this particular card, I decided to go ahead and stamp using my cute little leopard. And then I knew I was going to color this time with the Spectrum Noir Alcohol Tri-Blend markers. So I stamped it using the Finesse Spectrum Noir Alcohol Proof Die. And the Noir Black is the color that I used. And this isn't going to smear when you're using your alcohol inks. So I did stamp in my little image. And so for time's sake, I've gone ahead and colored them all in. But I thought I would show you how I do my coloring. I'm not an expert at this. I kind of just do it my way. I ended up coloring in my little leopard using the tricolor brush one. And I started him out in the yellow tint of LY05. And I colored in the entire little leopard using this. Except for little sections that I wanted to keep white, I just kind of went around it like so. Okay? And then I went in with my gold brown shades of just the tri-blends, and these are the little harder nibbed, and I did use the light, medium, and dark, and that is GB6, GB7, and GB10. So I first went in with my light, and I went over that lightest color, like so, and I kind of just did that all around where I wanted my color to go. I did go back in with my yellow tone at that very base here, and I just went into that a little bit to get some of that harsh line. Sometimes I kind of like the harsher line, it just depends. And then I just kind of blended that in with that. And then I gone ahead and went in with the medium shade, and I went down into that. And then I went in with my dark shade, and I go into that. Then I go back to my medium, and I went into my dark and came down into my medium, which then blends those two together. And then I went back in with my light, and I went in from that medium down into my lightest. And then I went back in with my yellow tone, that LY05, and I just blended it in kind of how I would like to have it. And that blends that in. And so that kind of gave me this three-tone look that I wanted. And then I gone ahead and went back in with my dark just around the creases where I wanted some darker ink to be. And I just did like so. And then it kind of gives it that look. And then what I did is I took the Tri-Blend Spectrum Noir in the dark EB7, and this is the earth brown shades, and that is the darkest brown one in that group. And I went around once more all around the edge, and then I did all his little spots just in this. So I just colored in the spots like this. And so I just went around, and then that gave me that extra dark shade like so. Next, what I did is I used an A2 size card base, and if you're not familiar with an A2 size card base, is 5.5 by 4.25. Then my first layer, I used the color Twig using Stamps of Life's cardstock, but you could use a brown, darker brown that you wanted to use if this is the color tones that you wanted to go with. And that first layer is 5.25 by 4. And then my second layer is this embossed cream. That layer is the 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. And so I got ahead and embossed it. For time's sake, I lined my stencil back up where I had embossed it, so your raised sections are back into your stencil. And then I'm taking my ink brush here, and I used Ginger Snap, a very light brown. So if you don't have these colors, just use another light brown of whatever you have. And then I lined these up, and I've got these handy dandy little magnets that come with this little magnetic board here. And we're going to place that down, and we are just going to lightly rub over the leopard spots. And again, if you wanted to change your color scheme on this and you wanted to go maybe pinks or purples, you could have a purple spotted leopard, why not? If you wanted to make it a rainbow, you could do some ink blending in rainbow. That would be pretty too. Do like so. And let's take this off. And as you can see, it just gave it a little bit of a brown hue to give it a little bit more dimension. And now we have our little layer here. And I did go on ahead in with the twig ink, a little darker brown. So whatever browns you have, whatever name brand that you have. And I just kind of I didn't really like swoop so it would get in the paper a lot. I just kind of wanted the very edge just to show that there's like a little dimension there. So I did go around all my edges. So I gone ahead and glued on my first layer. Next I'm going to go ahead and glue on this. And then we are going to adhere this on. Like that. And there we have the foundation for our card base. So next what we are going to do is we are now going to take, I gone ahead and cut out I ended up using an inside scallop die, circle die. You can use any circle that you want. This is about a 3-inch circle. If you wanted to make it square, oval, heart, any shape that you want, you can use that. And then I did go ahead and ink it up using my little dauber with the twig ink. And I went around the entire edge. And then I went in the inside as well to give it some depth. And then I used this adhesive foam, whatever adhesive foam you have. And then I just cut strips. And look at all this, see? You never throw away your scrap foam because that can be used for everything. And it's nice and pliable so that you can just go around and do your shape. I'm gonna kind of decide where I want this to go. I think it's gonna be about there. And then when I die cut out my little leopard using the detail die. So we're going to figure out where we kind of want to place him. And I'm going to go ahead and place him first because this is going to lay on top. You can just tuck it in as well. But I kind of just figure out where I want to place it. I'm going to get my little leopard. And I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on him. And let's place him right down in here, just like so. And then we got our little tail. It's kind of off on its own. Let's put a little bit of glue on him. And then we can just kind of almost place it. Do you want your tail up high, low? You can kind of put it really wherever you want to put it. So let's put it like maybe right, oops. Let's put him right here. Okay, so then what we are going to do is we're going to now take our little circle and I'm going to take that adhesive backing off. And we're going to just kind of lay this little thing down right here like so. And I'm just going to lightly push it for now. And then next we're going to put our little foliage. So this little set gone ahead and came with this little foliage and a little leaf. Put it out in twig and in ginger snap. And I did go ahead and ink up all my edges for time's sake. I did use the twig and I just went around every one of these in the twig to give it some dimension. This one I did kind of one whole half of the side so it's darker and lighter. And now we are just going to place these. Then we're going to take this one and we are going to tuck it up underneath. Give us 3 little leaves. A lot of times flowers, leaves, different things like that kind of look nice in sets of 3s. And that's going to give us our little side foliage here. And then we're going to do a little bow. And I I don't know, I love this in all kinds of colors. It's a jute and a nylon. I think I got this maybe at the Hobby Lobby, but it comes in a roll like this. And there's like a bunch of little pieces, if you can kind of see that, and it comes in a lot of colors. And what I do is I tend to cut a big long piece, and the very first I will get my scissors and I'll go down, if you can see the separation because I've already separated, but you can go down and cut down and it'll start to separate, and then I pull these off. Makes the ribbon last a little longer too, but it just forms really nice. And then I've got this nice long little piece of ribbon, and so what I do is I take that long little strip, and I usually depends on how long I want my tails to be, but typically I'll go toward the end of my palm here, and I'll usually wrap around 3 fingers. Depends on how many loops. This one I think I'll do the 3, and this is just how I do it. And then I have just like that, and then I'll wrap it around, bring it through the loop, and then I will pull it just like, whoops, like that, and it kind of scoots down. And then that gives me my little 3 loop bow. You can play with it a little bit, just like that. And then I will go ahead and glue that on right there. So I'm going to take my glue, I'll glue it on right there. See how far, and I just kind of hold it for a second. The glue usually adheres pretty quick. You can put and trim that up however you want. You could also take your little handy dandy little tweezers if you wanted, if it's close enough, and hold it on. But it usually doesn't take too long to at least adhere long enough that you can keep it there. I have a bunch of these like diamond dots, and I used them to put some little dots in here. If you have your enamel dots, you can use 3D inks in any color that you want, anything that you have on hand. I just happen to have these, and they kind of match the brown. I'll put just a little dot of glue where I want them to go, and then I will, let's just turn it over, and I just usually grab it and then stick it down like so. And I will do that all the way around it until I get however many I want. I think I put 5 on that one. In the inside, I did just put another layer, and I cut another extra one of the little sprigs of foliage and put there. And that, my friends, is how I created a little jungle themed card. Hope you enjoyed the video. A big thumbs up is always appreciated. If you'd like to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when my next video comes out. That's also greatly appreciated. And until my next video, remember to be happy, be bright, be you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.